What matters to you? Commitment, dedication, quality, precision, connection. Catching fish? Good. That matters to us too. You trust us to craft the ultimate fishing vessel. And we trust you'll have a great time on the water. From dawn's first light to twilight's last cast, every detail refined. Where grit meets grind and your next PB is just a cast away, leading to that precise moment that makes it all worth it. Native Watercraft, where fishing isn't just a hobby, it's a way of life. Proudly engineered and made in America with performance and quality as non-negotiables. Fishing is good here.
First tree. I mean, the wall or that big one.
This is the one, the only, the Polygon 658, a bike that is super near and dear to my heart, but not only me, clearly.
All right, slight technical difficulty there with some audio in the background and me not having it saved like I said earlier, but we are here. Two awesome intro videos by Native Watercraft there. Obviously, Jordan Lee rocking the Titan X. I got Marvin Forte, a.k.a. West Coast, and we got Vinny. I'm Vinny, guys. I've been posting all day about this live, and we are here to give a bunch of anglers some shine. So before I get started talking to the public, I want to talk to the guys backstage and the guys who have been in my text box all day. We are full, so I will have to kick people out for others to come in. So if you're supposed to be in here right now, hang out. When it's time for me to get you in here, I'll remove somebody and we'll get you in here. We got 40 people watching. What's up, Marvin? How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Had an exciting day yesterday and then flew back home today. And yeah, looking forward to talking about everything that went down.
It's kind of wild that we're sitting here May 4th doing a weigh-in for this, actually what I called stupid idea in a text message, I think in December. So we didn't think this would be something we actually got off the ground. And I mean, we put a lot of hours into it, but we got it off the ground. And I think it went really well yesterday. Really well.
It really did. It went very smoothly. It was kind of slow early, which was surprising. It didn't seem like a whole lot of fish were coming in, as many as we thought, but then it just kept ramping up all day until it got a little nuts.
So it was funny, like, obviously, for people who don't know, I wasn't in front of the computer yesterday. I was not a judge for the event. Marvin was one of the directors, so he was helping out. But I kept checking in, and I'm like, hey, how are we? Hey, we good? Hey, what do you need? And every time Marvin's like, dude, we're good. Like, we got it.
Yeah,
got it. So it was really smooth, and that's a shout-out to our judges, Amanda and her team. That's a shout-out to you all as anglers for doing the right thing, for having the right identifier, for having the right board, stuff like that.
There weren't a lot of those problems. There were very few. There were just a handful of people that didn't read something in the rules and messed it up. It was great. Yeah.
I went back and looked and checked how many DQs and
not many.
No, not many. It wasn't bad considering. So, but let's get into it. So we released 24th through 11th on the Facebook page with a video, and I kind of kept the theming of the fire and the USA going. And the Those anglers, it showed where they fished, where they live, it showed their place, it showed how much money they won. And those anglers got to see their selfie up there, a picture of themselves on a sweet little video. So for those of you who are wondering if you cashed, you can go check that out on the group page on Facebook. We are here tonight with two sets of anglers. We are here with our top 10 from the No Limit side of things, and we are here with our Power Hour winners, our 8 Power Hour winners. We are, hint, hint, I'm going to blow it up here a little bit. We are starting with our top 10 on the No Limit side of things, which I'm sure you guys figured out based on how your day went yesterday. But before we bring our first angler in, I want to talk about a couple things. We had 208 anglers. Marvin, we were prepared for 1,000. So I think 208 is an awesome turnout for the first time. But, we were mentally prepared to have 1,000. We capped each time zone at 250. So we were just unsure what was going to happen. I think we had 100 on Monday, and we put another 108 in there over the week. So I think that was pretty cool. I was excited to see that. Our judges judged 1,326 fish yesterday across the country.
All over the country.
And we had 33 states represented in this tournament. 33 states. I mean, we only left off Alaska, Hawaii, and Pennsylvania, correct?
I think that's right.
So out of 47 options, we had 33 represented, which I think is awesome. And I'd almost want some feedback on the 14 or 13 that we missed. What's up? Why didn't you fish? Did we mess up on the lake choices? What was it? So
yeah, lake choices came into play, I think, in some places for sure. I was thrilled to see, what I really wanted to see with this is see representation in different parts of the country that were kind of unexpected. And exactly what I was saying before the event kind of came true. So it's going to be fun to go through this with the winners and see what happened.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I already got a couple text messages today of people saying, hey, we need a live event here. Hey, we need a live event here. So, obviously that's what we're looking for.
There were a couple places that opened my eyes. I was like, oh, we kind of need to do a live event there. Yeah.
And the other thing is so Marvin and I, we can plan all this out, but we need to go ahead from the bosses, right? So just on the little chit chat that him and I have had, I want to do this again next year. So how early do we make this lake list? What do we change on the lake list? Can we get more local directors to adjust things to try to match us? Because, hey, we ran into time issues across the country.
That was a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I'm going to just say it. We sound like dicks when we say, no, we can't change our time. But we got 4 time zones, man, and we got 103 lakes. Like, we couldn't adjust the time zones because of that.
That's it. I mean, if we change it for one club and then another club is 15 minutes or 30 minutes different, we're stuck. Yeah. So unfortunately, we had to kind of be the ones to say, if you can adjust our times, that'd be great. What we could look at, I think, next year is making the times probably a little earlier. Because I think that was the issue, is that some people wanted to start earlier than we were. Because when I set up those times initially, I was like, let's just make it kind of a safe time for everywhere. But we could bump it up 15 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that, and it wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah, so I think we go earlier, and I think what we do is, we've announced this every year. We usually wait. We're usually the last series to make our schedule because we wait for bass and what was Hobie. And I think maybe we just say, hey, first weekend of May next year, we're doing a No Limit across the nation. And if you guys want to be involved, these are the times. And we give everybody, 8 months of notice, and we get everybody involved, and we really try to push that 1,000. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But ready to get started here?
I'm ready.
I'm going to shout out some sponsors just because without them, the wheels don't turn around here. And got to give a huge shout out to Native Watercraft and Big Adventures, obviously, for letting us do this 4 years running. It's been a lot of fun. We've had some turnover as far as the team, but Marvin and I have been here literally since day one, and we've been running this thing. Marvin Goda in California helped out big time this weekend when we ran into the Clear Lake issue.
He did,
We took some heat on that, but what do you want us to do? They told us no. So, he stepped in and he handles it, hitting his anglers on the West Coast. We appreciate that. And, of course, Chris calculates all of our payouts for us, so huge shout out to him. Big shout out to Discount Tackle, 13 Fishing, Ducket Fishing, Yak Attack, Crush City Rapala, Dakota Lithium, Newport Vessels, and RoboHawk for being sponsors, not only in the No Limit, but also in the Power Hours. So huge shout out to them. You guys are going to go home with a bunch of gift cards later on tonight, and we're going to get into that right now. So here we go. Let's bring in our first angler. So in 10th place with 21 keepers, 350.5 inches, going home with $800, Mr. Tom Millsap. And he is here to join us. Tom, can we get you to flip your phone horizontal so we get more of your pretty face?
Is that better?
Perfect.
There
What's
you
up,
go.
buddy?
Not a whole lot. Just been waiting on this all day.
Good,
little
good to see you,
anxious?
Tom.
Yeah.
Tom fishes my series out here, so he and I know each other well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How you doing, Marvin?
doing
Not
good.
really anxious. No, I had a really good day yesterday. So, when we fish out in the Columbia, it's really not unexpected for that to happen. I mean, everything kind of aligned with the time of year and the water levels in the area that I was fishing. It was a little windy, so we didn't really get a fish on the river. But
That was
Hold
my
on, Tom.
question: was how was the wind?
the wind was tough. It was tough. Now, where I was fishing and a couple other guys, we were protected quite a bit for most of the day. And I did get a couple fish on the river itself. There's some protected areas, but getting there was a bit challenging. And if there wouldn't have been other anglers, I probably wouldn't have gone, just because it was blowing. If it had been by myself, but
Can I
yeah,
jump in
it
for a
was.
second? So
Yeah.
I'm going to say one thing to you, but hopefully everybody's listening. Talk to us like we have no idea where you're from, because I have no idea where you're from. I'm going to be honest. When I did my recap, I did not write down where you guys fished. I didn't go in and look. That was handled yesterday. That was not part of the duties today. So tell me, where are you from? Where do you live? Where'd you fish? What body of water? And then if you want to talk about how you caught them, obviously you can do that too.
Yeah, my name's Tom Millsap. I live in Camas, Washington. I grew up in the Midwest in Kansas, but been out here for many years. Started kayak fishing 5 years ago, and got hooked up with Kayak Fishing Northwest maybe three years ago, and fishing some tournaments with Marvin, and I think this is my third No Limits Big Bass tournament. Did the last 2 live events in Oregon on the Columbia, and it's always exciting. But so I live in state of Washington. I'm fishing the Columbia River, Bonneville Pool, Bonneville Dam. I'm about 45 minutes from there. So I fish this water every year. I fish this water this time of year every year. I knew the area, really well. So I was super excited to have it on the list, and actually clarified with Marvin the night before, because I wasn't sure that the tributary where I wanted to go was going to be open. But yeah, it was, and it was good. It was good.
Awesome.
Knowing the area really helped a lot. I didn't know that I was going to catch what I caught. Over 300 inches. I mean, the first 45 minutes I had nothing, and I was still on the river. And I'm like, man, I just want to get on the board, because I'm like, well, there's no way I'm going to do anything if I don't start getting on the board. And I picked up a small fish and thrown a crankbait and on the river, and just picked up a few fish, but they were all shakers. They weren't nothing major. And I decided that I was going to make the run not quite, maybe 3/4 of a mile down river, but the wind was blowing into me. So and it was blowing. It was probably 15 gusts. It was, steady 12, 15 gusts. It was non-fishable if it wasn't protected. Got back in the tributary that I was fishing in, and I'd fished it many times this time of year. And I started with the crankbait, but the water level fluctuates so much because of the dam, and this algae gets in there, and you can't even fish it. Like late summer, it's only top water. I mean, you can't even get in there really. And this time of year, the water's coming off the mountains, melting, snow, dams are moving water, backing stuff up. And it really sets this area up well, because the water level comes up, and the rocks and the shoreline drops down like these little ditches. So you have ditches of rocks and shoreline, rocks and from the shoreline down to the algae, where the algae starts growing. So you got the clear water that you can fish, and you can get a crankbait in there sometimes. But basically, I threw an 1/8 ounce Ned jig, Ned head, yellow Ned head with a peanut butter and jelly color. And as soon as I threw that, I mean, the very first cast, and hammered it. Didn't even. I mean, it was more like fishing like a jig. It's not like you're not just dead sticking a net. It's more like a jig. I'd throw it. If they didn't hit it, I'd move. I'd catch one, and the area's not that big, so I'd catch one in one place, and I might throw again. Then I'd leave. I'd go to another little island, a little rocky spot, and come back. And I started adding up inches, and I'm like, man, I'm getting up there. I'm like, I'm gonna get to 200 inches, and then I got to 200. I'm like, maybe I can get to 300. Like, no way. And then I'm like, maybe I can get to 400.
I watched it creeping up. It was great.
It was a good day. It was a really good day. And get back to the ramp, and the other anglers were there, and I told them what I had, and they were like, man, you did all right. You might have won it. And I'm like, no. But so I'm really interested to see what did win it when we get there.
It was just half an inch above you. Everybody's like a 1/4 inch apart.
Yeah. Well, I figured it might tighten up. When I looked at them first, what was it, 22 angles, whatever it was that you set up there. I was like, man, you're going to get tighter as we get higher.
You got to stick around for that, because it's going to be entertaining when you see what happens. And you were all smallmouth, right, Tom?
Everything smallmouth. Yeah,
there are largemouth in the Columbia, but not really where you were fishing.
Not that I've caught. No, I haven't caught them. I haven't seen them.
I haven't caught any in that area.
Sometimes that water looks like they would live there, but
it does.
Have not done that. I do have a small YouTube channel, so if you want to see my video in a week or so, I changed the name to Tommy Millsap Fishing on YouTube. So if you guys want to go there, check that out, do whatever, and let me know.
When you got the video ready, share it to the group page. We'll prove it.
Okay.
We'll
okay. Right on.
Going home with $800, man. Not a bad weekend. So
all right. Well, I appreciate it. Hey, thanks, Vinny. Thanks, Marvin. Thanks, everybody. Yep. Native. Thanks, Native. I was like, okay, make sure you get the right name. So yeah, Native. Thank you, Native Watercraft. It's a great event. I find it's awesome that Native has this event, and other big brand kayaks, they don't make you have a Native kayak to fish it.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a brand growth for you guys, and Native has, I mean, they just leaps and bounds the last few years. So
that's great.
Shout out to you guys, and thanks very much.
See you on May 31st. We've got.
I'm hoping. I got some. Yeah, I'm hoping so.
I got to make it up there. We're fishing on the Columbia for our No Limit, and we've got one of our tour events happening at the same time.
Yes, we do. All right, Marvin. Well, you guys, Vinny, thanks again, guys.
I'm going to kick you out so you can watch on Facebook.
That's fine.
All right, buddy. Later.
Thanks, Tom.
All right. 10th place, $800. Not bad. Going to kick him out. There was one spot open. In 9th place with one more keeper, so 22 fish and 362 total inches, going home with $900. We got Mr. Matthew Scotch. What's up, Matt?
Guys? How y'all doing?
Good, man. Congrats, 9th place.
Thank you.
Well done.
I thought it'd be a little bit better, but after talking to some people, it was wild how people were catching them.
Yeah. So tell us, where'd you fish? Did you catch any real big ones? Give us stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I fished Lake LBJ down in the Austin area in Texas. Only my second time to go there. It's a pretty cool fishery. It's kind of like Possum Kingdom, but it's got a bunch of grass in it. And the fish this time of year are starting to move out to like the main body of the lake. So it typically grows grass back in like the fingers and stuff, but they sprayed a lot of that grass, and the fish really aren't holding in that stuff. They're more like in the main river, in the main lake area where the grass doesn't really get sprayed out there. I started off the morning really good. I mean, probably second or third cast, I had one smoke a spinnerbait and some water willow. And I missed that one, but I caught two other fish out of that same patch in like no more than 8 minutes.
Nice.
Went down the bank into a pocket, picked up a few more, then caught a 20 on a frog. I caught that frog fish like probably third cast with the frog. Then I spent like 30 minutes throwing the frog for like 114. And I was like, man, I got to put this damn frog down, because if there were 5 fish, I would have grinded out a little bit longer, but trying to catch a lot of fish. I felt like I could get more bites with the spinner bait. And there was one stretch where like it was the only place all day, but I knew there was bass on. It was just too good looking, and I'd fished a spinner bait through there, and they didn't touch it. I threw a chatterbait down that bank of grass and pulled 2 keepers there. So it was kind of strange. It's just like they didn't touch the spinner bait, but the chatterbait got them to go.
It'd be like that, you know that.
Yeah, that's why I had it there, as a secondary bait, because I kind of had a feeling like the first time I fished the lake, it was a really good chatterbait bite and a good frog bait bite that day, and it was only 5 fish though, so I got to grind it out with the frog a little bit longer, and it ended up getting a 22.5 that day. But I mean, 2 14s is bigger than a 22.5.
Yep.
Amen.
So strategy wise, I just decided to go with like baits that I could catch more fish quickly and covering water with. And then I had a patch of grass that just had tons of fish in it, and it was really fun to fish. It's about a football field long, and I mean, I pulled up to it first cast during the tournament, caught one. It was like 17, and when I was practicing, it was kind of the same spot I caught him in for our throwdown last year in Texas there. And I pulled up in practice. I made 2 casts, caught 2 fish, and I was like, they're still here, and I left. And Saturday, I just sat there and mowed it down for hours, and it was really good. It was this, like I said, about a football field size area of grass that had tons of bass in it. And I caught a lot of bass that didn't count, a lot of sub 14s.
Oh, yeah. I find it interesting that you're a Texas angler, obviously, and you were chasing the no limit side of this. You would think most Texas anglers are looking for that 22.5, trying to get an hour. But I mean, it worked out. You're still going home with $900.
But the thing is, like when you're fishing like that grass, it's just like any cast.
Any cast, I know.
Any still could happen, right? Why not fish both?
Bass, so it's just, I mean, I definitely think that I had some strike my bait, and I've missed the hook set on a couple fish, but it's just the way it goes when you're fishing, man. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. But when I knew how many fish were in there, I figured I'd try to make a run at, because I mean, if it didn't get really windy and disturb that area I was fishing, like the water got too dirty to even see a lot of the grass. Like it got really dirty, and I couldn't catch them there after about 12:30. So I went about 2 hours there where I had to, like, the last hour I had to punt and go somewhere else. But if I could have kept catching them there, they were biting really good. So it's just, this is the way it goes sometimes.
Next year.
Yep. I mean, I love the format. I'd definitely fish another one.
Well, that's cool.
Good to know. Good to know. Well, like I said, $900, 22 keepers. Congratulations. We'll get everything over to Native Watercraft, and we'll get you paid this week.
Absolutely. It sounds fun, man. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for holding the tournament. I had a great time out there, and looking forward to doing it again.
Take care, Matt. Good seeing you, buddy.
Thanks, Matthew.
Bye, guys.
Later. Kicking you out. All right.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah, he's right. In the grass, it's any bite. You can win the hour or the no limit. But
you get a
just
giant
Texas, you think you're going for it. At least maybe I'm ignorant. That's what I was thinking. So 8th place. Let me make sure this guy's in here. Yep. So 8th place with 24 keepers. We're getting up there now. With 416.25 inches. Going home with $950. Mr. Jared Haskell. Hey, what's up, Jared?
Going on?
Any shot you can turn your camera and get a full screen?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Is that good?
There you go. Great.
Perfect.
Hey, man, congrats. 8th place, $950. You're smiling ear to ear, so I take it you're pretty happy.
I'm actually pretty upset. No.
Oh.
So I live in Plattsburgh, New York, so I fished Lake Champlain. It was pretty cold this year, so the water yesterday morning was only 49 degrees still. So another week and we'd be pretty good. But I started the day out with 3 fish on my first 3 casts.
Oh, wow.
And I think I caught 8 fish in the first hour. So I had 200 inches in the first hour.
Yeah, you were out fast.
And then I don't know, every time I'd catch a fish, I'd catch 2 or 3 more, and then I'd go 2 hours without catching one. But I fished poorly. I left yesterday pretty upset. Just because I dumped 10 fish right at the boat. But
So-
Lake Champlain is like insanely. I mean, it's a really good fishery. If more tournaments would come up north, that'd be cool. But I caught,
Hint, hint.
I fished the Adirondacks too, and there's days where you go out in the spring, and I mean it's just like one fish after another. But
So
Yeah,
for New York, when do we got to come up for New York? If May is early and you got 49-degree water, we're talking about June.
yeah, June's great. June's really good, and
Okay.
you got the lake too, which is a good lake. But Lake Champlain's a lot like the Susquehanna River, like just as like the smallies are just psychopaths. So
I like that.
That's
You
awesome.
gotta love their attitude, right?
yeah, it's crazy. But no, it's a really good fishery. I threw a lipless crankbait most of the day.
Nice. That's fun.
Caught a lot on a jerk bait. But yeah, it was a good time.
Cool, man.
I fished a local tournament there today too in the same spot, and I think I caught more today than I did yesterday. But
Oh wow.
it's just a really good fishery. So
Did you win today? What'd you do today?
I got third place and I got 97.5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't fish with any electronics, which probably, I mean, if I would have gone deep, I probably would have been better. But
Yeah.
fishing in like 5 foot of water, so
Okay. Well, that's fun fishing, though. 5 foot with a rattle trap? I mean,
Yeah.
That's fun. That's fun.
like June, July is awesome because in that spot the top water is just insane.
Okay. Noted. We'll do what we can.
Yeah, but no, it's fun. It was a good day. I was happy.
Well, do me a favor when you get off this with me and I kick you out. Text me, email me your PayPal address and a W-9, please, because you're on my list of no-haves.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Anybody you want to thank before we kick you out of here?
My wife for letting me fish because I'm moving in 2 days. So
Jesus,
Oh my
dude.
God.
And he fished both days. I like you already.
She's home packing.
Yeah.
no, this is I usually only fish like small local tournaments, so this was cool.
Awesome. And you cut a big check on your first one, man.
So that's fun, But-
Awesome.
guys, and I hope you guys do this next year too.
All right. We're planning on it. Thank you, Jared.
Thank you.
Later, buddy.
See you, Jared.
Marv, we've done this a lot, me and you, running tournaments. I mean, when you see that kind of smile the whole time you're interviewing somebody,
Oh yeah,
you know we're doing the right thing. That was awesome. He's
totally.
super pumped. Let me just make sure this guy's in here. He is. Okay, in 7th place with 27 keepers and 424 3/4 inches, going home with the smooth $1,000. I'm not going to try this to say the last name. So, Mr. Jack.
Hi, how's it going?
What's up, buddy?
Hey Jack.
This is who you've been calling all day. Right here. This guy.
Yeah, I see.
Congrats,
Okay.
man. Hell of a day.
Hey, thank you. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah,
You want to tell us where
The
you're
best-
from, where you fished?
I'm from Utah. I live in Kaysville.
Okay.
I think I started fishing about 3 years ago.
Nice.
Start bass fishing 3 years ago. I'm still trying to learn.
You just, I'm going to guess this is your biggest cash then.
Yeah, it is. It's like, yeah, exactly. It's the most fish I ever caught in one tournament.
So awesome. The 27 keepers, man. That's so awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. I even stopped an hour early because of the wind. I got tipped over like about 3 years ago on my first ever first year tournament fishing. I got tipped over. I get kind of nervous. Then the wind came up like around, I don't know, maybe 1 o'clock, 1:30. So I went back in, and then it stopped. But I couldn't get my paddle drive to work, and I spent like a few hours. Next thing I know, the tournament was over.
Oh, man.
So I lost an hour,
Hey,
but
I
it was
mean,
still fun.
yeah, you did a great job regardless. I mean, first national tournament, big cash. We're happy for you,
Yeah.
man. Anybody you want to thank?
Hey, thank you. What's that?
Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for my girlfriend for letting me go fishing.
That is everybody's number one. You keep saying that.
Yeah, and thanks KFU having a
fishing
tournament
Utah.
at the same time, and
Yeah, they were double
it
dipping
was,
there.
yeah, it was fun.
Nice, man. Well, we're happy
Yeah,
for you.
I caught my fish mostly on crankbait. Just set the trolling motor really like about really slow and start casting.
Nice.
And when I caught them, I would stop and fish that area with a Ned rig, a Ned, and basically that's what I did all day. Just
Nice.
after
so you're
I,
using that to search and find, and then
yeah,
and then you would
basically
drill
just
down. Yeah.
yeah, with a Ned,
Smart.
and that's how I lost quite a lot of fish on a deep dive in crankbait though. Like they barely bit it. I
Probably
think I
still
lost like about 5 or 6 fish right at the boat too. It was very stressful, but it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, man.
That's
Well, that was
great.
pretty smart strategy. Search and then slow down and pick them apart. I mean,
Yeah.
27 keepers. You definitely got some bass thumb today.
Yeah, it was fun.
And all largemouth, right, Jack? You were all largemouth
Yes, all
there.
largemouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's the lake that we fish is Sand Hollow. It's pretty small. It's
Mhm.
not that big. I could go around that lake about 3 times.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lakes out here are not out west are not generally as big. There are some
Yeah.
big ones, but they're not as big as your southeast lakes down there.
Yeah, yeah. 3
Yeah.
times I couldn't get out of a creek in a whole day on some of my lakes.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man. Congrats again. Happy for you.
Hey,
I got all your
thank you.
information. We'll get you paid out this week.
Okay, thank you.
Take care, Jack. I'm going to kick you out.
Thanks, Jack.
Okay. Bye.
One note there, Vinny.
Yeah.
I'm kind of watching this as we go. So he had 27 fish. So that is there's only one live event we've had that had more than 27 fish. And that was
Gunnersville.
No, it wasn't Gunnersville. It was Saginaw Bay.
Yeah.
Saginaw Bay had 30 fish.
What was Gunnersville when Jordan Marshall went nuts?
Gunnersville was 25 fish.
Okay.
And then Susquehanna had 26 in 1922.
But we
yeah,
just
we
hit
fished it way back
27
then in 2022. But yeah, 27 beats everything except Saginaw, and we're not even in the top 5 yet.
Yeah, we're not even at 6 yet.
It's getting crazy. We've had 2 Western anglers. We've had Texas. We've had New York. It's like I said, it's this no limit is, man, anybody can do it.
About to get good. In 6th place, also with 27 fish, but with 425.5 inches. This was a very tight separation, 3/4 of an inch there. Going home with $1,050, Mr. Chris Spencer. Chris, you're muted and now disconnected. Let's see. Hang on. Give him a minute. He's having some tech difficulties. Chris, if you can still hear me, it says you disconnected something.
Uh-oh.
If we have to go down to 5th and come back to him, we'll do that. There is room in the chat for him to come back. But yeah, that's our closest separation there, less than an inch. Only a $50 difference, but 6th and 7th place. So
yeah,
he's gone. So we'll give him like 30 seconds. If not, we're gonna move on to 5th place, and I'm sure he'll get back in here. Chris is shouting out Utah. It's funny, like
this is our set. Chris fished the same body of water as Jack, so
Okay.
those 2 guys are both Utah guys.
Cool. I think he just popped in. All right, here he is. Let's see if we can.
Yep, he's there, but he's just. Oh, he was for a second, but he was muted.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna let him deal with his stuff. If he gets in here, we'll get him back.
Jump up.
In 5th place with 35 keepers.
Big difference.
35 keepers for
That's a new record.
551 3/4. Going home with $1,200. We got Cayman, but Chris is back. Chris, we're gonna hang on. We're gonna move on and come back to you. We got Cayman. Cayman's been sitting here for 40 minutes. So
Also from Utah.
Cayman from Utah, buddy.
This is
What's
our
up, man?
3rd angler in a row from Utah.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us. Tell us where you're at,
Yeah.
what you did. You're going home with a lot of money, $1,200.
Yeah, it was a fun day. Caught a whole bunch of fish. I was fishing in Sand Hollow. It's a small lake, like Jack said, and you can find schools of them and just load the boat pretty quick. I mean, I felt like I was catching fish all day. There was only like an hour and a half or so that I don't think I caught a fish. In the middle of the day, anyways, bite slowed down, and then when the wind picked up in the afternoon, it started up again. But yeah, it was a fun day.
I got to ask you something.
I mean, yeah.
When you knew you had 550 inches, did you think you'd be 5th place?
I knew I was going to do well. I didn't know how well. I didn't
Yeah.
think I was going to win because I'm like, someone's
Okay.
going to break 600. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
Cool, man.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
for Utah, I think we don't have the size of fish like some lakes do. So, like, you got to catch more numbers than, say, size, anyways. Like, you might catch an 18, 19, 20 here and there, but it's not like an everyday thing like some of the back east lakes. So, definitely a numbers game for us.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, you did exactly what you had to do. 35 freaking keepers. How many shorts did you have?
3.
Oh, that's not bad.
So,
you were in
not
the right.
bad, really.
Yeah, you were around
Yeah.
the right fish, man.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I signed up for both tournaments. I didn't have any practice on the lake. I just got back from Dale Hollow, Tennessee at the Bassmasters. So
Yeah.
I know the lake well, luckily, but just signed up for fun and see how we could do.
Not bad. 35 fish, $1,200.
I think
Yeah,
Cayman is
not a
the
bad
one
day.
who recommended San Hollow to us as well to include it on the list. So he gets extra
Mhm.
points for that.
Yeah.
Got it. He put his backyard honey hole in there. And me
Yeah.
and Marvin are like, yeah, Utah, whatever, sure.
Right.
No, I know Utah's got.
Yeah, I know.
Cayman and I know each other from West Coast Championship. He's won that a couple of times.
Okay.
With out of all the Western states, he's come out on top twice out of that event and like 4 years, which is saying something.
Nice. So you're a hammer. Good job.
Seeing all
buddy.
those California guys in their backyard.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's always fun. But,
Well, anybody you want to thank, man?
yeah. First, my wife, she's traveled with me almost every tournament. She lets me go fishing probably every weekend, every other weekend.
Nice.
Sponsors, Six Gill Fishing products, rods, reels. They sell some tackle anyways as well. BA Custom Baits is longtime supporter, fishing KFU. All of the Kayak Fishing Utah Club, they all follow along and everything there. Just friends, family, everybody for the support.
Awesome, man. Well, we're happy for you. I'm pretty sure you sent me all your stuff today, right?
I think so. Yeah.
We'll get you taken care of this week.
All right. Sounds good.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Later.
Thanks, Cayman.
Cool, man. All right. Well, we're gonna give Spencer another chance. He messaged me and said when he goes to unmute, it kicks him out, and there it goes again. So I'm gonna kick him out, and let's see if that helps. All right, we'll keep moving.
We're at 550 inches, right? Right here with Cayman, 551. I mean, we've now definitely surpassed any record. That Saginaw Bay event with 30 fish had 450 inches. So we're 100 inches over the biggest we've ever had at any no limit. So
We still got 4 places to go.
and it only goes up from here. That's right.
So in 4th place, with also 35 keepers, 593.5 inches, going home with $1,300, Mr. Steven Sisto. What up, Sisto?
Steven.
Can
We can't hear you.
Can you flip your? No, you're not muted. Can you just go horizontal with your phone?
All right.
Now I can hear
There
you.
you go. What's
at
up,
that.
man?
What's
There he
poppin'?
How are you?
I'm doing well now.
So 4th place. I ran your numbers before when you told me you lost some fish, and here you are. But we'll find out in a few minutes where it would have put you. But tell us about your day, because you have a little bit of a story, and I don't think everybody knows if they don't follow you. So go for it.
Yeah, so this was actually my first event of the entire year. I went up there just with vengeance, skipped out on the TOC, skipped out on the Bassmaster Classic, and I was like, I got to swing on some fish. So I went up to Lake Cayuga every year for my birthday, and just so happened that the event was going to happen up there. So I knew that this was going to be a slugfest. So soon as I got there, I was all excited, all pumped up. And as soon as I unloaded my kayak from the truck, I hopped on my kayak like I was surfing the nose, and immediately rolled my shoulder out of its socket, and on my good arm too. So yeah, that started the day off really bad. And I also have a sprained wrist. So setting hook on fish with a freshly rolled shoulder and a sprained wrist was not fun. And by the end of the day, I could barely hold on to my rod. It was a fun start to the day, to say the least.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, the entire time I went up there, I left on Friday. And as soon as I hit that New York border, man, it went from being 83 degrees sunny to hitting showers, and it dropped like a sack of potatoes. And it didn't get above like 50 degrees for the entire event, and it was just raining the entire day. So
wow.
I was fighting with my phone the entire time. I think I had like 300 inches around like 9:30 and just slugging fish. But I had a very tough time just even opening up the camera app on my phone because it was so wet. So
that rain does a number on the phone. It really does.
Yeah. So I was like taking my phone out, rubbing it underneath my shirt on my stomach, and not knowing that the rain jacket I was wearing wasn't really a rain jacket. It was completely drenched underneath. I was not even drying off my phone, and ended up going back to the ramp at around, I started making my way around like 11:50, and I sat at the ramp recharging my phone, putting new dry clothes on until about 12:45 or so. I was out there for, at the ramp for almost an hour, just sitting there recharging and getting dry clothes. So coincidentally, I called up my parents. I was up there with my daughter, and my parents were up there, and they were like, "Hey, we're going to meet you at the ramp." And I was like, "All right, come on out. I'll just get my kisses from my daughter and see you guys." And they were like, "Hey, why aren't you wearing a rain jacket? Don't you have one?" And I was like, "Yeah, I had a really nice one, but I just couldn't find it for the event." And they were like, "Hey, we got this one at the house, and it's just, we don't know whose it is, but you can borrow it." And I was like, "Motherfucker, that's my jacket." So I was like, the entire day, I was like, man, if I would have had this jacket, my phone probably wouldn't have gotten wet as bad as it did. And I usually can last all day on the water with my phone, no problem, with on the battery saving mode. And I was just like, oh my. But I went back out there. I think I had like 450 inches by that point at like 11:50 or so. And yeah, unfortunately, so I was making my way back, and I had like 7% left. And I was in an area that I didn't feel like going back to. So I was power fishing my way out. And anything under like 15 inches, I was like, I'm not measuring it, because I couldn't just get the phone I couldn't get it the camera to turn on. So I was fishing some reeds, and that's all I did was power fish reeds all day with a jackhammer. I was basically throwing it like a jig in the pockets, looking for spawners. Anywhere that the reeds turned to, nice and straight lines, I was slow rolling it and just looking for the reeds to move. I would watch the fish bump into the reeds to come out, and then I would cast back into that and just do it again, and boom, they would come out and smack it then. So that's all I was doing all day. I set myself up to power fish with reeds on my strong side, which is my left side, all day. And I mapped out an area where I'm just going to have it left the whole way around all day. The reeds are going to be to my left. And I was maybe making casts no further than 30 feet. You know what I mean? So a lot of casts, some of the time
combat,
they were only like 8 feet away, and I was smoking these bass. But yeah, by the time I got back to the ramp, I was throwing away, 15-inch fish, trying to just, if I couldn't get my phone to turn on right away, I wasn't trying to take a photo of it, because there was 18s and 19s in the area. So I was like, I'm saving it up for that. So I power fished my way out of this section, and I caught about 6 of them, and they were all in that 14 to 15-inch range. And I just tossed them back and just kept on going, because I was like, I got 7%. And I didn't realize it, but every time I put my phone in my pocket when it was wet, it was actually taking recordings inside my pocket. And now I got a bunch of videos of like inside my shirt and inside my vest.
Don't post those.
Yeah, yeah, that's on my OnlyFans page. But yeah, it was not fun. So I mean, I left probably around like 85, 90 inches, just tossing them back and just trying to get dry and get some new. I had the thing is I had a charger pack, but I didn't have my actual cable to it.
Jesus.
So it was the first event for me for the year, and I was just like a little bit unorganized, but it is what it is, But I mean, I had an amazing start in the morning. I mean, I probably lost maybe 4 fish, that were 18 plus. But I mean, at the end of the day, I still slammed some quality fish up there in Cayuga, and to do it on a jackhammer all day, I mean, it was just fun. I was catching bowfin, shad, and a lot of bass.
And you're getting a fat $1,300 paycheck. So congrats, man.
Yep. I got a question for you.
Yep.
So you're a Pennsylvania guy, one of the few Pennsylvania anglers that fish, because we couldn't allow fishing in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
So you went up and fished Cayuga up in New York. Would you have gone up there and fished if we had allowed if we'd had some Pennsylvania waters in there, or you think we'd have stayed closer to home?
If we would have put the Pennsylvania,
I missed that. Vinny was talking at the same time. What was your answer?
I absolutely would have went back up to Cayuga.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
That's what I
What
figured.
if I put your backyard river on there?
On the Susky?
Yeah.
Like right now versus Cayuga?
Right now.
Cayuga would smoke it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I figured you'd say, but I wanted to hear.
I mean, the Susky's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like, you won't find a better, July, August event, but, Cayuga is just special up there in April and May. And honestly, it's like stupid good. It's so good. You can, I think before the event even started, I texted Vinny. I was like, yo, dude, this is where it's going to be won, lights out. And I showed up on that spot, and I didn't catch a single fish, and I had no one there with me, not a single kayak.
Really?
All of a sudden, like a paper tournament went out, and I had like 6 bass boats with 2 guys on each one, and we're all casting to the same area. And in like the first 15 minutes, I saw nobody catch anything, and I was like, I'm dipping out of here, dude. I'm gonna just go do what I need to do to catch some fish. So
I'm gonna tell one funny thing before we let you go. Marvin, you remember like 2 months ago, I asked you if somebody could fish with their daughter on the boat in the tournament?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you were like, somebody needs to worry about their parenting skills and not the tournament. Yeah, it's this guy.
That was me. That was me. She would have hated it with all the rain, but man, if it was sunny and all that, oh my God, it would have been awesome. I tell you what, so I will make a shout out. I got my dad and my stepmom went up with me to watch my daughter during the event and to do a little sightseeing around there. And Cayuga is amazing. I mean, to even have just have an event there in April, May, June, whatever. I mean, it's awesome, and then it's awesome for the family. There's plenty to do, and it's just a beautiful place up there. But yeah, so I got a shout out to them. But also, I got a rod last year with during the Susquehanna event from a guy named Brandon Palmer, and he's with like Little Miami Outfitters. And I tell you what, dude, I picked up that thing and I was like, I'm throwing a chatterbait on this and a buzz bait on the Susky and stuff like that. And that rod is amazing.
Nice.
He gave me a 7.3 medium heavy and paired that up with a jackhammer, 3/8 ounce jackhammer, and man, it's lights out. I had fish hitting at like 6 inches off the tip of my rod, and I was like, I'm not gonna get this fish in, and just the whole rod's just bending and taking it, and I set my drag to no drag at all. I am all gun ho. I'm getting that fish in, and the rod's gonna do all the work if I need it, and it did everything I needed up there. And I'm like highly impressed with it. I was like tickled pink, and I was like, why'd I bring 6 rods with me? I'm only gonna use one. And that's all I did was just power fish with a jackhammer.
That's awesome. That's a fun way to do it too, man.
Yeah.
And you were all largemouth?
All largemouth.
Yeah.
Well, congrats, Steve. It's good seeing you, although virtual.
Yeah.
I haven't been on the road last couple of years and run into you at different places, but congrats. We'll get your paperwork sent in. We'll get you paid this week, and we'll see you at the next one.
Hell yeah, man. You have a good one.
Later,
Thanks,
buddy.
man.
Later.
Hell of a day there. That's awesome.
Whew, crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
you wonder with the rain, like obviously that he lost some fish because of the rain, but how many fish would he have caught if it had been sunny? He might not have caught as many fish. The rain may have
How about the 90 inches he
improved
threw
the
back?
bite. You never know. Yeah, and that too.
All right,
Crazy.
I'm gonna hit this button and we're gonna see what happens. Oh, he made it.
He made it back.
It worked that time.
All
All right,
right,
I
we
gotta
can
back
hear
up
you.
the list. Sixth place, Chris Spencer, $1,050, 27 keepers, 425.5 inches. Tell
Our
us
third
about
Utah guy.
tell us about it.
Well, first of all, it's Utah. I don't think any of us thought we had a chance at all.
And here's a third one,
I
right?
knew you had a shot.
Yeah. We might be able to play the numbers game, but I'm not sure about the size game.
Oh yeah, yeah, the no limit for sure.
Yep. I was excited to see it pop up, and then it coincided with another event we had, so we were able to double dip, and that was the hard part. I found like an absolutely killer bite on Thursday, and it was, am I going to go fish for bigs and try to win our local tournament, or do I want to give up that time and just try to catch numbers? And I bounced back and forth between that all day long. Let's go find a big one. No, let's just keep on the numbers. Let's find a big one. Let's stay on the numbers. And we couldn't have hit it at a better time of year. The spawn had just pretty much wrapped up. There were still males up waiting for fry to hatch, and everything was moving back out to feed, and it was lights out.
Wow,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Love to hear that.
That's awesome. The lead is look three Utah dudes.
3 Utah dudes
Yeah.
right in a row.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd have lost
the
big
state,
bet.
the state that gets
Somebody would
overlooked.
Absolutely, man. Well, I'm glad you got in here and you got a minute to talk. You had a ton of fish, 27 keepers. Did you have a bunch of shorts?
I had lots of shorts. Yep,
Yes, you probably
Yep.
caught 40 fish, right?
yep, just short, like 13 3/4.
Oh, if we would make the limit 16 inches, they'd be 15 3/4.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Well, we're happy for you, man. $1,050. We'll get you paid out. Let me check my list. You sent me your stuff today.
Yep.
You did. You're all covered. So appreciate that quickness. And anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Vinny and Marvin, thank you guys for putting this on and taking the time. Native, thanks for the sponsors that helped you guys put this on. That's freaking awesome. It was cool to see something this big nationwide that anyone could just jump into and go for it on a one-day event. Thought it was awesome. I hope you guys keep doing it. I'd definitely do it again.
Sweet. Sounds
Thanks
like
so much, Chris.
sounds like we need to do it again, and it needs to be very similar time frame, is what I'm hearing. So
Yeah, it was awesome.
And maybe a live event in Utah is in order too.
Hey, that would be even better. We've got some
It's
great
not that
places.
far from me, so yeah, I could drive to that one.
nice. All right,
Yeah,
Chris.
let's do
have a
it.
good night, man.
All right, thank you.
Later.
Thanks, Chris.
What kind of drive is it for you, Mark?
Oh, it's probably 8 hours.
It's a little more than what I do for all
Yeah,
mine.
6 or 8 hours.
So we're at top 3 now. So third place, we've already smashed some records, and I think we're about to smash some more. In third place, 39 keepers, 633.25 inches. Oh, I gotta take a pause. He's not in here.
He's not?
He's not. I just gotta move on.
Oh, that's a shame.
Let me just see
Well,
something.
is there anything else we want to say about it if he's not going to be in here? You just gave the numbers.
No, I'm just gonna move on.
Let me take a quick look here.
Yeah, I'll check my text real quick.
So John, it's John Brooks.
Yep.
Oh, so yeah, it's a shame we don't have him because he's the only angler from that state. But yeah, John was fishing in Maine.
Text him. You want to hit him up on Facebook real quick while I keep going?
I can try.
Yeah, go ahead. You try. I'll keep pushing.
Because how many people had Maine on their list of, oh, better watch out for Maine. Maine's going to kill it on this one.
Maine and Utah.
There he is. I'll send him a message, but yeah, my guess is he's probably out fishing.
All right, I'll move on. And if he comes in, we'll give him his shine. In second place, this angler had 42 keepers. Uh-oh, did somebody just pop in? He popped in.
There he is. Just as I was about to hit send. Perfect.
Brooks.
I guess it worked second try this time.
Hey, any shot you can turn your phone horizontal.
I can try for it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's it.
Watch out,
That's
stay
great.
stable.
don't know if you heard, but you're third place, 39 keepers, 633 1/4 inches. You're going home with $1,400 and obviously a nice piece of hardware. We haven't even touched on that, but the hardware will be customized with your name because we're going to ship them out for you. So hell of a freaking day from
Man.
Marv was just saying it from Maine.
It was a pretty phenomenal day. It doesn't always happen like that. I knew that we didn't really stand a chance for like big fish, maybe with like a 20 or a 21 if somebody wasn't doing well down south. But
Right.
I know I just had to go out and just catch fish after fish. And you guys picked a great pond, and there isn't a better place up this way to do that on.
I think Google.
It's listed as a Bassmaster, like top 25 or something like that. So I figured it'd be a good one.
For real.
Yep. Bob Lake is another good one. We actually have a local derb there next weekend, and kind of why I opted to not go and pound the snot out of it this weekend.
Nice.
But that's a great fishery as well.
Yeah, so some of these states that we honestly just don't know anything about, right? Maine being one of them, right, Marv?
Absolutely.
I pulled up all the regions on Bassmaster, and I went with their top lakes that fit our requirements, and that's literally just
And then we took recommendations from people as well on what they suggested. But all smallmouth, right? You had 100% smallmouth up there.
There's a few large ones, but go ahead.
How were you catching them?
I was actually using a stroll and a chatterbait through some rocks because there's like really big boulders. It was right out in the middle of the lake, and we're like 49-degree water right before pre-spawn. So I knew they'd be kind of stacking up towards the shoals out there. So I just went out and rolled a chatterbait over the top of the rocks, and if they wouldn't smoke the chatterbait, I just threw a Ned rig in behind there, and they couldn't turn it down.
That's awesome.
And it was just smash fest pretty much all day long. The sun came out for a while and slowed me down, but I'll take what I got.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we're happy for you. We'll get that money to you. Did you send me?
I believe my wife might have sent that out to you.
Yep, you're all taken care of. So we will get you paid this week, and we'll try to keep Maine on there for you next year when we do it again.
Heck yeah, that'll be awesome.
John was in the lead for a lot of the day, by the way. We were watching him all day. It was bouncing back and forth between a couple of anglers, including Sisto. And John we were like, Maine is going to win this. We're like, and you were darn close, man.
That makes me a little cringe a little bit because that last hour, I started to pick up a little bit on my bite, and I dumped a few that would have definitely helped, but it happens.
You're going to think about your sentence here in about 10 minutes and realize it's all good.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. I'm completely stoked.
So I'm since you're still here and we're still chit chatting, and we're right about, I planned for an hour for the first 10 guys anyway. What I love about what you said is, I know we have no chance at big, but you know what? You signed up anyway, because there's so many people who bitched and complained about the South is going to win every hour. There's no point in signing up, but you went out and you acknowledged the fact that you didn't have a shot at big bass, and you went out and you took third place overall chasing numbers. And that's the beauty of this series. And that's the beauty of this series when we fish on one single body of water, right? There's areas of the lake that hold the bigs, and there's areas where you can go catch endless spotted bass. So like you put your money in the pot, you went out and you went fishing, and you got well rewarded. So I appreciate anglers like you, and I hope that your story, it shows 200 other people next year that they can do it too.
Exactly why I did it. And I hope to be fishing some live events. Maybe we'll swing some in the next year's schedule. I've been traveling around doing some nationals in the Bassmaster, so I've been itching to do one of these. So thank you guys very much for putting this on national wise to give me a little fruit and some juice to come and try in the national level in the live game.
Absolutely, man. We're happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Take care, buddy.
You too.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Happy for him.
Well
all right. Well, that leaves 2. The hardware is getting bigger. The money's getting bigger. The limits are getting bigger. Second place, 42 fish, 643 and a half inches. Going home with $1,600. And I know he's pissed because I'm saying his name now instead of after one more angler. But Mr. Matthew Sandifer, one of my best friends, and a fellow pro staffer. So
that's right.
Pretty
That's right.
freaking awesome.
Team Native, baby.
Pretty awesome to see it happen. It looks like he might have even trimmed the beard. I don't know.
I got it tied up.
You got a bun. You got a beard bun.
The baby plays with it and pulls on it, so I keep it tied up now.
You big old redneck boy. I can't believe that's what I call him. When he calls me on the phone, I'm like, what up, redneck? You'd never think me and him, a Yankee and a redneck, hanging out would be fishing so many bodies of water, but
we have been all over the country together.
We have been. So listen, so I know it's not what you wanted to hear, but you had an amazing freaking day, man. And you told me, I think it was like Thursday, that you had a real shot at this.
Yeah.
And I've heard that story before from you, and you put it out there, man. 643 inches. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was a tough day. The fish are there, but I was fishing in a strong wind, overcast all day, and the sun broke last minute up here in Michigan, and the last 15 minutes I caught 10 fish in 15 minutes and took pictures of them.
Were you in your Titan?
Oh yeah, I was absolutely in my native Titan.
Yeah, were you? And you were on? Did you say your body of water? I mean, we know, but
I was on. So I fished Saginaw River. Power pole and spot lock helped me all day. I was facing the wind all day long, and it was brutal. I found a couple of schools. I'd pick them off cast after cast after cast. I'd go an hour with no bite. I'd move. I'd pick up another school, cast, fish. But it was, they're in there right now, and it should have been. I had a bunch of shorts, and I lost some at the boat, which, I mean, it happens every tournament day. We all know that. But
I mean, you landed 42, so let's talk about that, right? I mean, you landed 42.
Yeah, but I probably lost 10 keepers at the boat, and I had 10 or 15 shorts. So, I mean, yeah. I had the potential to win it where I was at. I really did.
No, you didn't, and you'll hear that in a minute.
Oh, snap.
Yep.
Well, I thought I had potential to win it. I was hoping to put up at least 50. I was shooting for 75.
Probably still wouldn't have won it.
Damn. I want to see
you're giving away. Yeah.
I mean, hey, it was a great day.
You had a great day. I mean,
it was a great day. At the end of the day, I mean, it was terrible weather. 90% of the day, I was cold, freezing cold all day, but still a great tournament. Yeah, I mean, I still caught fish. It was better than any good day at work. So I missed my brother-in-law's baby shower for this event. So it was.
You better get him a good prize, a good present after the payout.
Hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I mean, I still caught them. I was still on the fish, and like I said, it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. But I still put up a good number, and I didn't feel confident when I left because I was like, man, somebody's gonna just smash this. And obviously somebody did. But it was a great day, and I enjoyed it. And I told Vinny earlier that same week, I was like, bud, if they're here and the weather's right, I'm gonna smoke them. And I still caught fish. I just didn't smoke them the way I wanted to. So
I mean, you if we erased the guy who we're about to talk to, you set every record in No Limit history, minus the guy who we're about to talk to. So
yeah, well,
and you were on the same body of water. It was our record was 30 fish, 450 inches on Saginaw Bay.
Yeah,
and that's what, and that's what I knew going into it. I was like, I don't even want to fish for big smallmouth. I'm going to go smash largemouth all day long because I'll catch them back to back to back to back. And the weather did not work out this week. We had some great days earlier this week. I caught some fish, and then the weather turned off cold. We had rain. It didn't work out. The weather did not play to my favor, but it is what it is. But hey, nationwide, second place, I'll take it.
Absolutely.
208 anglers. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'll take
1,600, if you forgot, $1,600. Obviously, got all your paperwork sent in, and we'll get you paid this week. As a director, I'm very happy for you. As a friend, I'm super, super proud of you, man. Good job.
Well, I appreciate that, Vinny.
Good job.
And Native puts on a hell of an event, and like I told you, I hope we do another nationwide No Limit event next year.
Sounds like it's happening.
Because if we do, I'm going to the same spot.
And,
for better
and
weather, I'm
800
going to
other
the same
people.
spot.
Yeah. You just told the whole world where to go, so we'll see how that
They don't know where I'm at. They know the area. They don't know where I'm at.
It's a big body of water.
That's right. It's a big body of water.
It's connected.
But
It's part of Lake Huron, so it's a huge body of water when you count that.
exactly. But it is what it is. Like I said, I had fun and I appreciate it. You guys
man.
put on a hell of an event. Vinny,
Well-
I've known you for 10 years. I fished all your Queen City events for years. Hell
Yep.
of an event. Good job, guys. I appreciate it.
Wall
Thanks,
look
Matthew.
familiar, homie?
That wall looks like some redneck built that wall.
Yeah. Some redneck. We built this wall together, Mar.
Nice.
That's right.
All
All right,
right,
guys.
brother.
Y'all have a good one. I appreciate it.
Congrats later.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Yeah, him and I have been friends for since like Ezzy was like 1 or 2. So it's been like 12,
Wow.
13 years at this point.
Crazy.
She's got a stuffed animal from him, and she's almost 13 now, and she will not throw it out. I'm like, it's okay. Like, it's time to move on from the wolf. And she's like, no, it's not. Uncle Matt bought me the wolf. And I'm like, all right. All right. Well, somebody's asking about SAG. Yeah, in Michigan. Yep. So I gave some hints, but what we saw happen in first place is absolutely bananas.
Bonkers.
So in first place, I'm going to go slow here, with 84 keepers. 84 keepers. Going home, well, no, 1,321 and a half inches. 84 keepers, 1,321 and a half inches.
What were our projections, Vinny? People were saying like 600. We're like, I don't know, maybe.
Marvin did the math, and it's one keeper per 5.4 minutes.
5.5 minutes. Yeah.
Going home with $2,200 and a $75 RoboHawk gift card, Mr. Dan Kelly. My goodness. Bow down to the champ. What's up, Dan?
How you doing?
We're
Good
good.
to see you,
How are
Dan.
you?
I live in Cawcall, Michigan, just north of Bay City. I fished the Saginaw Bay. I pre-fished it on Wednesday, and I wasn't going to fish, but my son talked me into doing it, and I said I'll make my decision after I pre-fish. I picked out 3 spots that were really good, and I thought I could catch 20 fish at each spot.
Jesus.
Never seen another fisherman all day. First spot, I fished for 2 hours. I left there with 18 fish. Went to the second spot, and it was way better than when I pre-fished it.
That never happened.
And it was a big spot, and I caught all the rest of the fish in that spot. I measured 84 fish. I had 3 short ones, and I lost an 18-incher off the board. And caught everything on a chatterbait.
Oh, my God.
And probably 20 fish on a Crush City Bronco Bug Texas style.
One of our sponsors. How
Only
about
2
that?
things I use. Yeah, I looked at it right over here and seen it. I always get it confused with the Bandito bug.
Yep.
when I put it in. But
Man.
All largemouth.
all largemouth. Never had a chance to win an hourly. I knew that. When I pre-fished it, it was a south wind. When the day of the tournament, it was a northeast wind, and I was a little concerned about how they were going to bite, but I think it was better. And it was rough, but the second spot I was in was out of the wind, so it was bearable. I had a very good system on how to measure fish because
I was going to ask you about fish management.
And I told my son before the tournament, I'm going to throw it on the board. push it to the left, and not even mess with the tail. If they're biting, like, if you manipulate or adjust the tail, takes you, you gain a 1/4 inch, I can catch another fish in that time frame.
That's right.
And, so I
It's a
had that
numbers game.
going. 11 o'clock, my phone was almost dead, but I had a Milwaukee battery pack, charged my phone up because I didn't have any service, and tried to load everything to live well, and it would just think and think and think and then kick it not to the live well, to the leaderboard. So then I had to put it to the live well, and it was just a great day. I think I had one time it was 11 casts in a row.
I was sitting there with the judges, and they were going through everything. And like I said, we'd seen the leaderboard going back and forth between some of these folks that we just saw. And like you said, you didn't have service, so hadn't seen anything from you. And it was late in the day, and you finally got to service. And I'm sitting there, and I get a message from the judges. And we know that right now we're somewhere around 600 inches is what's winning it. And all of a sudden I get a message, 1,300 inches from Dan Kelly. I'm like,
well, every once in a while, one would go to the leaderboard, and then I'd be in the same spot, and the next one wouldn't go to the leaderboard.
yeah,
So I
it's
put
just
it
not
to
worth
the-
wasting your time at that point.
That was burning
You're
up
missing
my
out on
battery.
catching fish.
Yeah, it was burning
So
my battery up
Dwayne-
on my phone.
Dwayne is commenting. This is the owner, creator, founder of Tourney X. He said, "How was it submitting that many fish to Tourney X?" But I'm going to shout it out because it not only are the features working how they're supposed to live well, but Dan was able to utilize the features the way he was supposed to live well, and then bang, he submitted all 85 in a couple swipes, and everything.
And they dropped fast. They all dropped at once.
So I was just stepping off the softball field, soaked. We were in a thunderstorm, soaked to my bones. And I'm looking at the text message, and it's like, why would somebody submit 85 fish at once? I was like, oh my God, what is going on?
It was only 68. 16 of them already went.
You'd already gotten a few up.
I got done. My kid called me afterwards, and he says, "How many do you have in your live well?" And I looked at my phone, and I said, "I got 68 in my live well." And I had to go to the truck, and I had service there when I was done. And then I got thinking, what I did, I was thinking I could win it with that, but then I was like, I can't, and then I got, I don't know how you could do more.
I don't think you could.
I did it, and it's like my thumb was bleeding. I took so many under each of these nails. I took a fin. I had blood all over my phone, but it was, and I'm 60 years old and sitting in that kayak for 8.5 hours total. It's a lot. And at probably about noon, I was like, this isn't really, I'm in too deep now. I got to keep doing it, but it somewhat got not so much fun,
It's work. That's hard work.
Old, and it's a lot for somebody 60 years old in a kayak to keep bending over.
And what did you say you were throwing again?
Chatterbait.
Chatterbait. So it was a single hook at least. Some of these folks who are talking about crankbaits and stuff and treble hooks, like that just makes it that much more complicated.
More time, more danger.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, we're super happy for you. You're going to get a beautiful gold laser engraved custom USA outline no limit plaque. We do need a little bit of time to get your name engraved on it, and then we'll ship it to you. So we'll gather all that information. Your son helped me out with the W9 and your PayPal address today. And I was like, is he going to be able to get on a live stream? And he was like, I don't know. So we got you hooked up.
I'm over at a buddy of mine.
I know.
He's got everything here, so it's nice.
I told your son, I was like, look, I can't tell you anything, but I need your dad there. Like, I need him on the stream.
Definitely.
Look, man, we're super happy for you. Congratulations. $2,200 to cap off your weekend. Rest, ice, take an ice bath, do what you got to do to get right. And then it sounds like we need to do this again next year, so maybe you get a chance to go back to back on them.
All right. Thank you.
Well done, man.
Thanks.
Take care, buddy. Oh man, that's so awesome.
Crazy.
It's so awesome.
You know, so
Crazy.
far exceeds any of our projections. It's not.
it's-
I can't even
insane.
wrap my brain around it.
You laughed at me the other day when I said 600.
I did. I was like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you laughed at me. All right, so I budgeted for an hour, but I think with the intro, we're only 5 minutes over that. So we're doing good. If you are watching and you are sitting there like, damn, why are we taking so long? Listen, this is their people's stage time, right? If I haven't sat down and willingly read too many books outside of college. I might listen to some books on Audible, but the Mike Ike book I read, I'll never forget the chapter that's about your moment. And this is their moment. This is a national stage. It's just virtual. So we're giving people their moment. I'm loving hearing the stories. I'm loving visually putting them on the map across the United States of where they fished. And I don't know, I have to go Google where Utah is. I don't freaking know where the hell Utah is, but I think Marvin and I are enjoying it, and I think it's going well. So there's one more group of people we got to talk to, and obviously these are our Power Hour winners. When we made this event, we told each other, or Marvin and I and Chris agreed that we would keep the Power Hour at $1,000 no matter how many people signed up, and that we would take the extra money and funnel it into the No Limit
Put it in the
side.
No Limit. Same thing
And
with the
then
kayak.
Native- Yep. And then Native was going to funnel money into No Limit as well. So that's why some of those payouts were pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And we kept the hourlies at 1 hour. So we're going to talk about that right now. I'm actually going to start with someone who we didn't invite in tonight, but he is our discount tackle, no cash, big bass winner. So he's going to go home with a $250 gift card, courtesy of Discount Tackle. And his name is Chris Mitchell. And he had a 23 1/4 incher and made $0.
And didn't win anything. 23
No.
1/4.
Look what Steven says about Utah. Is this true? I think this is true. I think it's 6. I think by rule it's 6. So Chris Mitchell, congrats on a monster fish. And unfortunate you're not getting $1,000, but at least you get a little courtesy $250 from Discount Tackle.
That's right. It was that was an interesting one looking at, because somebody we're going to talk to would have beaten that with a fish that didn't win a Power Hour, but they still but since they won a Power Hour, we gave it to Chris since he hadn't won any cash, so he gets the Discount Tackle card. But yeah,
I'm gonna well, this guy just popped in. All right, I think we're good for now. All right, hour 1. You ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm
First place was 1,321 inches, 84 keepers. And somebody asked when the standings are going on. Obviously, once we're done here, they'll get.
yeah. As soon as we're done here, we'll make them live.
Yep. All right. So hour 1, going home with $1,000 and a $250 Crush City gift card. Mr. J.R. Maccabee with a 23.75, and he just popped in. That's why I was hesitating. What up, J.R.?
Hey, how are you guys?
I'm
Good to see
doing
you,
well,
JR.
buddy.
All right,
Congrats
I'll
on
get
a
this
giant in hour 1, worth $1,250 cash and gift card. So tell us about it.
Yeah, no, it was a great day, man. Kind of a slow little start to my first spot that I rolled up on. I noticed there was a shad spawn going on. Let me back up. Actually, I fished Lake LBJ and fished an in conjunction event with Texas Bass Nation same day, which is awesome. I'm very grateful that you guys and Texas Bass Nation grouped up to accommodate those times. It made it a lot easier to choose, what to do. So that was really cool. But going back to the fishing, so it kind of got slow start, and I noticed there was a little shad spawn going on, so I kind of adjusted some baits, downsized, and started throwing a whopper plopper, a little 75 bone color. And man, instantly, my first fish of the morning was a 20-inch fish right off of a seawall, and there's this main cut going into some backwaters and right off the main river channel. It's a great. Actually, all stages really, pre-spawn, post-spawn, and that area right there they utilize to go in and out. So I knew that would kind of funnel some fish that way, and it just made a real easy target to kind of parallel those banks and really capitalize on a shad spawn.
Nice.
And they only had one way to push the bait, and that was up, and they were luckily crushing it. And I keep going down the bank for a little bit longer, maybe another 5-10 minutes or so, and I hook up with a 17. And I'm feeling really good. I going into this event and fishing the Texas Bass Nation, my mindset was more focused towards the hourly. big bass portion, especially down here in Texas. I didn't really think too much of the no limit side. There's already a lot going on with the other event. And so that's kind of how I made my mind up. Just kind of fish your strength and fish what you're confident in. And, usually you'll run into some numbers fishing that way. And also, your occasional big fish too. And, that whopper plopper, I just kept, dialed in. And probably another 5 minutes after that 17, I get the biggest fish, of my limit, that 23.75. I weighed her. She was 7.7 pounds.
Nice.
Just a giant. And it was really cool, actually. I got it all on film. I think I got most of my catches on GoPro. And there was this little V in the seawall, and I'm standing up, and I kind of just flip my plopper back in this little cut, and it's real small, and it's a terrible angle. Like if a fish bites, there's no way. I feel like I have a good hook set or a good angle on it, but I had to throw back there because it looked so juicy. And I throw in there, and I can't even see where my bait is because it landed around that V. And I just hear the toilet bowl flush, kaboom. And I'm like, oh, shoot, there's one. I lean into this fish. And with that rod setup, I was definitely underpowered. I was throwing a 6'10" medium, but it's a great whopper plopper rod, especially allows you to kind of, fight the fish with that treble hook. But fighting that kind of fish, you really have no leverage. They're going to do whatever they want to do. And I just, my first instinct, I got down in the middle of my kayak, and I just kind of held the water or the rod tip in the water and was just kind of slowing her down, not letting her jump, or trying not to let her jump. She did jump several times, and I'm hooping and hollering. I'm freaking out. And I know this fish is close to 2 foot. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of fish. And I've got a buddy that's off in the cut, and he's hooping and hollering. And I'm like, he's like, man, how big is it? And I'm trying to fight the fish and net the fish. And luckily I get her settled down real quick. And I get her netted, and I just take a deep breath. I thank the Lord. And I knew right there that kind of fish, had the potential. That's what you want. Like someone would have had to have a 24 to beat that. You know what I mean? And on that particular day in that hour, that's just not likely, especially, there's only so many bodies of water that could do that. And so after I catch that one, I'm feeling really good now. And especially with my 5 fish limit for Bass Nation. And, I keep that plopper dialed in, and I kept him honest with it all day. And I ended up catching another couple 20 inchers midday on it, and a really cool catch. Midday, I'm back in this creek, this as far back as you can get. And that's kind of my style. I like fishing shallow, visual cover, no scoping. I'm over here hoping. And, and I'm fine with that. I love that. I love that kind of fishing and just getting back in these cuts and stuff that a lot of fish or people don't go to or get to. And I'm throwing the plopper again. I go down this little backwater seawall, and I see something tailing behind the plopper, and it's like 2 or 3 foot back. It's swimming real slow, and I stop it, and I kind of look up, and I see the fish nosing at it, and I just froze, and I just stopped it. I knew it was a good fish. I could only see the head, really couldn't see the body, and I needed that fish really bad to call out one of my 14s. Or no, my 17, and that would have put me over the century mark for the day. And this fish just comes up and slurps it just perfectly. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I set the hook, and I noticed she had it really good. There was no rush in that fish. I knew just play it out, let that fish do its thing. Finally netted her, and I knew right there that fish put me over the century mark for our 5 fish Bass Nation. And I was just stoked, man. I like it was the greatest feeling to hit the century mark. And then to do that in 2 different tournaments on the same day. And it was just an awesome deal. And then to catch them on top water, and not ever miss a fish, which is, kind of ironic. Most of the time when you're throwing those kind of baits, you do have a gamble, you're gambling.
Sure.
And, even those big fish, it was completely engulfed. You could see they swallowed it. And it was a perfect shad imitator, especially for that little shad spawn that I found that morning that clued me into it. And I threw other baits, like the frog. I didn't get anything on that. I threw a chatterbait, which I love throwing. Ironically, I didn't get anything on that. And at the awards, I talked to several guys that caught them on a chatterbait that did well. So it was just one of those things, just right area, right time, right bait. But it worked out in both events. So very thankful.
Well, congrats, man. We're happy for you. Awesome story, obviously. You sound like you're a great angler. And based on the comments here, people shouting you out and stuff, it seemed like you're well-liked. So we're happy for you. Like I said, $1,000 cash, $250 gift card. We'll get you that information over the next day or two. And Congrats. Nothing else
Awesome,
to say.
man. I appreciate it. I love the event. I love the format. It allows, the whole country to compete, truly compete and not so much, you don't have to do good in both. You just have to do good in one and either and just kind of pick your strategy. So it was really cool. And I was very thankful that you guys, like I said, teamed up with Duke Tran and Eric Porter, our TDs for our local event here, and made it really, really easy to fish both events.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Duke. He helps us a lot with
Yeah,
these events.
great
He's
TD.
helped me with the Lake Fork event that we've done.
Yeah.
Invaluable.
Good TD for sure.
Cool, man. Well, have a great night, and we'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Take it easy, guys.
Take care.
Thanks, JR. So I'm noticing, Vinny, this is another like one of those things about the
I think
the
you're
Native
gonna
No
say
Limit
what I was
Big
about to say. Go ahead.
Power Hour that's just perfect is Matthew Scotch is fishing numbers all day.
Same lake.
And places in the top 10, and then JR is pulling a tank out of the same body of water, Lake LBJ.
You know what I think is awesome, and what he just said, you don't have to do well in both.
Right.
We have no overlap. We have
Right.
no caching,
we
no
didn't.
limit angler, and big bass winner.
And we do sometimes, so it's really interesting, I think.
I think my lakes, the fish are more like, I don't know, maybe an average of bigger fish. So
Yeah.
we do see an overlap a lot in my lakes, my events, but we don't have any here, which I think is pretty cool.
I think it's the national thing really kind of separates those two even more than they do when it's one body of water.
Yeah. All right, well, this next one's good.
Except LBJ.
Apparently, I don't know anything about this body of water, but I'm interested.
Yeah, it's right in Austin. It's cool.
All right, well, this next one, listen closely. In hour 2, hour 3, and hour 4, going home with $3,000 cash, a $250 gift card to 13 Fishing, a $250 gift card to Duck It Fishing, and a $75 gift card to RoboHawk. We have a 23.5, a 20.5, and a 25-incher for Dalton Albright. Wow. Wow. Tell us about it. We ain't even going to just go, baby, go.
I wasn't
Congrats.
expecting to win that many, to be honest with you.
Well, I
But,
didn't think the 20.5 would stick, but it did.
Yeah, that surprised me. But I fished at Lake Rousseau in Central Florida, and it's a reservoir. It's one of the few reservoirs in Florida, and I was just fishing a big Texas rig worm all day. I started off at some high percentage grass lines that I know of, and then after that I just fished the channel the rest of the day.
Man, big old worm, big old fish.
It was the worm I was throwing was a Gambler ER16, which is a 16-inch straight tail worm.
Damn.
Big bait.
Yep.
So let me ask you, how many fish did you catch total? 3.
I probably caught like 7 or 8, but I just didn't bother submitting them. They weren't.
Yeah, you had one mission. That was it.
You were shooting for Power Hour. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Plural,
I know I
plural,
didn't
man.
have a chance for the no limit.
So obviously, this is not a live event, so there is no tight necks involved, but you did catch big bass of the tournament. You just get a fancy title for that this time, but it does come with $1,000. So that's awesome. Not only did you win 3, but you won 3 in a row, which is pretty cool. So $3,000 cash, extras included, almost $600 in extras. So you had a hell of a day, man. Hell of a day.
Yep. I also fished there was a tournament on the lake while I was there, and I won that.
Yeah, we just saw 115.5.
Nice.
Yep.
That's not bad. That's decent.
Yeah.
Decent.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Good job. That's freaking awesome. You must have been jacked up.
Yeah, but that's my home lake, so I was excited to be able to
Is,
fish a tournament out there.
Is 25 your personal best?
27.
I heard about that from the judges. They had seen it.
27?
Yeah.
What that way?
Only 11 and a half. My weight personal best is 12 pounds, 10 ounces though.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, a little bit of a beast, I see. Good job. So obviously, we try to grow the series every year. This was a new one, and we're coming down to Florida in When am I coming down there? December. Are you going to fish that event?
I don't know where it's at.
Kissimmee
Oh,
chain.
I might. Yeah, I might.
December
I don't know. I'll
6th,
have to see
Kissimmee chain.
What date?
December 6th.
Okay, that's a couple days after my birthday, so yeah, I might be able to do that.
Yeah, you might be able to catch a couple 25s. No big deal.
Yeah.
Well, anybody you want to thank, man?
I want to thank Native because I actually have 2 Native kayaks. I'm not sponsored, but they work good.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Were you in a
Good to
Native
hear.
this weekend?
Yeah, Native Titan 10.5.
Oh, love
Nice.
it. Love it. Native will be
Yeah.
happy to hear that. Somebody just wrote an essay about you.
Yeah, that's my friend.
That's- I'm not going to read it,
Great.
but he wrote a whole essay about you, so that's cool. I love the support in the chat tonight, guys. I love it.
It's great. It's great.
We've been between 40 and 60 people watching all night, and I don't really know if that's even counting YouTube. So appreciate you guys watching, chiming in, and writing essays. But Dalton, very happy for you, man. Congrats on all that. I'll be in touch over the next day or so, get you situated with your gift cards, or Marvin will take care of it, one or the other. And
Yep.
hopefully we see you again next year if we do this national one.
Yep, for sure.
Good deal. Have a great night, man.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, buddy.
It's freaking awesome.
He had one nipping at his heels. His 20.5. There was a 20 and a quarter out west here on the Columbia, and there was one other, the 23. No, even the others he soundly won. Those were big fish.
Yeah, I didn't think a 20.5 would win an hour. I was surprised when I saw that, but
I had a feeling that sometime one was going to do it, and that's when I thought somebody from a different part of the country might have done it. Turned out it still was a Florida fish that did it. But anybody could have beaten a 20.5. Just about any country, any state could have done it.
all right. Well, we're heading into hour 5. $1,000, $250 Yak Attack gift card. And this hour was a 22.5 from Jacob Menaeus. I probably murdered that. How do you say your last name, Jake?
Manius. It's
Manius.
okay. Everybody gets it wrong. It's all right.
Definitely struggled with that. Well, congratulations on winning hour 5, $1,000 and $250 Yak Attack gift card. Tell us where you fished, what you caught it on, all that good stuff.
I fished Lake LBJ in Texas. I've heard that a couple of times tonight already. I know.
Yep. Well done.
I think we put something on the map.
Yep. It's a great fishery. It's a lot of fun. There'd been this rocky point that I'd wanted to fish pretty much all day, but my bite had all been docks pretty much that whole morning. And about 11:30 or 12 o'clock, the wind really started blowing, and it really started blowing into that point. So I jetted over to that point, and I threw a chatterbait down the rock line. And I didn't know it at the time, but there was a line of grass about 30 or 40 foot offshore from it, and my bait landed right in between the two. And I guess I probably 2 or 3 cranks on the chatterbait, and she smoked it right there.
Nice.
And I bomb casted this thing. She was way at the end of the line. So I had to reel this big ass fish from way the hell out there, but I ended up getting her in. It's kind of a struggle in the wind. Thank God I had spot lock, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Awesome. Is this your first No Limit event with us?
Yeah. Actually, I signed up like 13 minutes before the registration cut off.
Oh man.
I was kind of iffy on signing up because I didn't get any time to pre-fish, but I just kind of went and fished some history from our throwdown event last year, and I'd had a great day there before. Caught a lot of fish, caught a lot of good fish, and at the end of it's getting close to that cutoff, and I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go try and fish. If I catch a big one, I catch a big one, and we'll just go out and fish, and that's what I did, and I got lucky and got second in our Texas Bass Nation event too. So it was a great overall day. I had a lot of fun.
Nice. So the guy right before, oh no, that was Florida. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Hell of a day. Well, we go to Fork every year down in Texas. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how far that is from you, from Austin.
Well, I'm actually in San Angelo, but it's, let's see, from me, Fork is probably close to 4.5, 5 hour drive. It's not bad.
It's not terrible. Yeah.
It's not bad. I've seen the event. I think I always have something else going on at the time, but
sure.
You know, Fork's kind of tough for me. I don't know. I just every time I go, it just seems to kick my ass. But I need to just go fish it more. Is what it is.
Yeah. Well, you got yourself a nice payday. Anybody you want to thank?
Old Town Fishing. I'm on their regional pro staff, and Dobbins Rods. Been with them for a long time. Use Dobbins all day, pretty much. Throwing that chatterbait.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, congrats and good hearing from you tonight, and hopefully we see you in the future.
Yep, absolutely. I'm going to fish some more. I just became aware of y'all's events, but I enjoyed it, and I'll be back around for more. I enjoyed it.
Cool. Well, thank you, Jake.
Thanks,
All right.
Jake.
Thanks,
Later,
guys.
buddy. Awesome.
So cool.
Yeah,
LBJ. Three people in the money from Lake LBJ.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're putting something on the map, it seems. So, hour 6, $1,000 and a $250 discount tackle gift card with a 22-incher, Mr. Brian Howe.
What's up, guys?
How are you, buddy?
Brian.
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Congrats on winning $1,000 and a $250 gift card. Tell us about where you were, how you caught it.
Yeah, so I was fishing Lake Gilmer with the East Texas trail that we have. So it was nice to be able to double dip and do that. I thought about going to LBJ and fishing the Texas Bass Nation, but honestly, I love fishing Gilmer. It's one of my favorite lakes, so I just decided to do that.
And that was a very late edition.
Yeah.
We added that one, what, 2 weeks out?
Yeah, it was probably less than that, wasn't it?
It might have been.
It was right in the last minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a request for the double dip opportunity, and at that point, it was like, what the hell, right? So it paid off for you, man. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. I probably would have gone and fished LBJ had you not added Gilmer on at that last minute.
Gotcha.
Cool.
What'd you catch it on?
Jackhammer. I was just throwing a jackhammer all morning. I was fishing just a spot with my buddy Philip Wyatt. He placed in the overall limit thing, and we were just fishing brim beds and grass with a jackhammer. Nothing too crazy.
Sweet. Spring fishing 101. I like it.
Yep, just fishing post spawners. It seemed like a lot of people were talking about spawn and all this stuff, but for us, that's
for you,
for the most part over.
Yeah. We tried. We got winter up in Cayuga. We got spring in the Carolinas, and you all already in summer. So we tried. It's a wild time. We figured early May was good enough everywhere to make it work. I think we hit it on the head, honestly. I think we picked a pretty good time of year.
Yeah, definitely seemed like a good time.
Yeah. Well, we'll get you that gift card information. We'll get you paid out. I know you sent me your information today, so we're all good there. And appreciate you. Thanks for fishing with us, man.
Yep, it was fun.
Anybody you want to thank? I don't know if I got to that part.
Mariner Sales, Dakota Lithium, Newport, Dobbins Rods, and of course my wife. Got to thank her for letting me fish all the time.
Next time you start with her and you get to that. Take care, Brian. Good job, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Later. Man, Texas
That
on fire, boy.
chunky, bug-eyed largemouth he caught with giant shoulders on it too. Yeah.
Nice. Chatterbait. I mean, you can go chatterbait anywhere in the country and do
Keep
well.
hearing that chatterbait.
Yeah, I'm a huge jackhammer fan myself. Hour 7, he is not in here, but he told me he's coming, and I sent him the link, and we're dealing with, technology hold up there. So we'll skip him for now.
All right.
But I'll shout him out. Hour 7 was $1,000 and a Dakota Lithium gift card, and it was to Mike Mashi with a 22 1/4. So if Mike jumps in here, we'll get him. If not, we'll have to just move on. And the final hour,
An exciting one. The final hour was a barn burner. We had a tie.
No, not final for you, Mike. You're hour 7, buddy.
Oh, here's Mike. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, not final for you, Mike. You're hour 7, buddy. Oh, here's Mike. Take your volume down.
Take your volume down, Mike. He's watching the stream. Turn the stream off.
So, Mike, I had to mute you. Turn the stream off so you can be in here with us.
Yeah, just listen and hear where we're at.
So, Mike, I had to mute you. Turn the stream off so you can be. Nobody wants to hear me twice.
Yeah, just listen and hear where we're at.
Okay, let's see if that's working now.
You sound good.
That's great.
Cool.
You're good.
All right, so you got hour 7, $1,000 Dakota Lithium gift card with a 22 1/4 incher. Tell us about it.
Oh gosh, it was a crazy day, and again on LBJ, which we've heard a lot about today.
Oh man,
yes, I was fishing the Texas Bass Nation tournament, and started off having a good morning, and I got a call about 11:30 from the tournament director that told me my identifier was wrong. I had DW4 instead of DW2, and I lost my first 4 fish, which hurt pretty bad. And so I'm going to keep fishing. And I kept after it, and I got a couple more fish after that. And luckily, the 22 1/4 came along. And as J.R. McCoby said, he was hoping, not scoping. Well, I was scoping, and it worked. I got him on purple finesse worm and the jig head. And well, I saw that fish come up and eat, and it ate about 10 feet from the kayak. And it was Katie bar the door for about 30 seconds. And then I got it in the net, and I said, oh, this is nice. And got it weighed in and submitted.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, is this your biggest payout ever? $1,000?
Oh, no. I've biggest payout was 2017 TOC. I took second place to Tyler Cole. He got me in the last 30 minutes.
Nice. So no rookie here.
No, I've been doing the tournament kayak thing for a little over 10 years now.
Hell yeah. Good job, Mike. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Well, let me make sure you sent me all your stuff today. You did, right? We spoke earlier.
Yes, I did. I've got it.
You're all covered. So we'll get you your payment this week, and we'll get you the discount, the gift card information, and we'll go from there. Do you think we should do another national one next year?
You betcha. I look forward to it.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you fishing with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys. And I'd really like to thank my sweetheart for letting me fish.
Awesome.
She realizes when I'm underfished, and once in a while, will tell me to go fishing.
That's cool. I hope she's sitting right there. I see you looking up. So
she is.
Awesome.
That's who I'm looking at.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. We're
Thanks,
happy.
guys. Appreciate it.
Take care, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Long, lean fish with a giant head. That one he caught. It was
purple finesse worm. LBJ. I might have to take a flight number. I don't know, man. Let's see where this last one came from. Let me tell you something. You know what's really cool is we just went through 18 caching anglers, maybe 16 caching anglers, and everyone is here. Nobody missed the stream, and we're 2 hours in. That's freaking awesome. So
that's great.
Appreciate these guys for supporting the series. So hour 8, what we were saying, the final hour, the hour where people quit. They're hot. They're hungry. They're tired. They want to go home. It's been raining. We've spoken about making this like a bonus hour because it is the toughest one to be mentally strong. And we've seen it sometimes where it's the smallest fish of the day. But this time, going home with $1,000 and a $250 Newport Vessel gift card with a 21 incher, Mr. Brent, and I'm not even going to try it. What up, Brent?
Go for it, buddy. Go for
Sicily.
Sicily. There you go.
Is it Sicily? I didn't want to.
It is. It is. There's my man with the answer right there.
Italia, what are we doing?
What's up? Hey, I fished out of Ocala, Florida. So I fished the Russo tournament with Chris Mitchell and, of course, the prodigy there, Dalton. That dude, man, at 11 o'clock, I saw the leaderboard. I was like, man, I'm just going to go look for a big fish because I'm out.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a 23 average.
He's a monster, obviously.
Yeah, he said
how many people throw a 16-inch worm? I've never heard of
that. Yeah, who keeps that on their boat?
I didn't even know they made 16
That's a snake. That's not a worm. That's a snake.
Right. Yeah, we had a good day. Huge fish. Russo paid off last month. It's been on fire. I think we put 18 fish over 20 inches in the tournament.
Wow.
We had 20 20 or more over 18.
Nice.
18 to the 24 people limited. And it was coming down the end of the day, and I was coming back to the dock, and I saw just a tree sitting out in the stump fields everywhere. So I was like, man, I'm a speed worm, dude. If I ain't got a speed worm, I ain't throwing nothing June bug.
Yeah, but that's a normal size worm. That's a 7-inch June bug speed. Like, we're good with that.
Yeah,
16
yeah.
is fine.
I used the Magnum, ripped it to the hydrilla, and that thing hit it. And I was like, it ain't gonna win, but I'm gonna submit it. And then I got your text this morning. I was like, Vin came through.
Yeah,
Vin
so
came through.
It's like 8 o'clock, and I'm like, California guys are gonna be pissed.
They'll get over it. They won money. You call somebody with money, they're good. They're good. So yeah, then I fished a tournament today at Russo, and man, 80 inches won it.
Oh wow!
I mean, the lightning and thunder and stuff. So it started late. It was just a completely different lake today. So
Wow. I'm glad we hit it on the right day then.
yeah, it was perfect timing. I mean, I finished first with 80, and it was just crazy.
Oh, you ended up winning it.
Yeah, it's a cash thing.
Yeah, I hear you.
Don't tell the IRS that though, please.
Nope.
All right?
Nope, they don't watch you.
I never received any money. It was my wife.
Yep. Well, man, congratulations. That's awesome. Is this your first one with us?
Yeah, first time I've actually cashed a check this big too, so it's kind of cool.
Oh, nice. Biggest payday. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, like I told the Prodigy, we're coming down there in December in Kissimmee. Do you think you'll fish with us again?
Yeah. I got to contend with Chris Mitchell down there too, but it'll be okay.
Sweet. Well, it'll be a different feeling with everybody in the same general area, not necessarily spread out. Although it'll be a chain of lakes, but still,
yeah, for sure.
One live event. So
yeah, I appreciate the event, guys. It was awesome. Dalton was a smoker. Glad you guys hooked up Chris Mitchell. Nice fish. 23 3/4 and didn't win nothing. I was like,
yeah, it's tough.
That's tough. so thank you, Tyler. I appreciate it.
You were the only tie we had. Hour 8, we had a tie. We had 2 21s caught that same hour. You caught yours about 20 minutes earlier. So that's why you ended up winning it. Jeremy Baker, who was fishing Toledo Bend in Texas, was the other 21.
I'd split with him, but I don't have his address.
Nope, we don't have it either. Don't worry about it.
I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate everything, man.
Yeah, buddy. Take
Good
care.
times. All right, guys.
Later.
Thank you.
Well, that's all she wrote, man. And I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of how this event went. Obviously, we dealt with a lot of questions, probably more questions than any director ever wants to deal with. But
that may be true.
I got yelled at by numerous people. Apparently, they think I control California lakes and stuff like that. But
well, that's the last thing I was going to mention was the California thing. It's tough because we really wanted to get Clear Lake in there. We tried really hard. We had an approval on that permit, like a verbal approval. And when we sent it in initially, they were like, this is good.
Yeah.
But then when it finally came down to it, they didn't. And they had a hell of a tournament on Clear Lake that day. Yakubass did. There were 3 23s. So they would have, I don't know exactly. I haven't looked at
Probably
the hours of when they were caught,
or
but they would have impacted the power hour almost certainly. They would have won at least 1 or 2 power hours with those 23s. So that hell of a day. It's a shame we couldn't get it in there, and we'll have to work a little more carefully next year to be sure we include Clear Lake. And in Arizona, I think we got to get like Canyon Lake or Saguaro Lake in there because that's where my personal best is a 25 out of there. Those lakes really have a shot at the power hour.
I mean, look, we didn't really hold back anywhere. I mean, we added lakes late. We
tried.
Originally said we were going to do like 1 or 2 lakes per state. Some states had 3 or 4. So like really, right, when we get so far into it, it's like, what the hell matter? Like, what does it matter at this point?
It's
like,
true.
Let's just put them in. Let's let people fish. I just pulled up the calendar for 2026. I say we get approval. We go for May 2nd, 2026, and we just lock it in.
My only question on May 2nd is Pennsylvania. We got to get Pennsylvania in there next year.
Well, I'm going to talk to my people because one of my boys went back and forth with me on the thread and said that we messed up. So said there was a tournament there yesterday.
A lot of people said that, but I know we talked to a number of people that we needed to talk to there, and they said we couldn't do it. So
yeah, so But here's the thing: I don't want to wait too much later because isn't it until July?
It's a great time of year. No, it's not that long. It's a great time of year for the entire country is the thing.
Yeah.
Anything in like May is usually going to be pretty solid everywhere. And if we get much later, the Southeast and the Southwest, it gets crazy. It's just too hot. And the middle of the day, you're not going to catch fish.
We'll lightly pencil in May 2nd, and we'll revisit the Pennsylvania deal. And I think after seeing this and seeing how it went, I think we'll have double the amount of anglers next year. So.
Oh yeah, I think that's one thing. We didn't have huge numbers this year. 208 is good, but I think it was because I think really what intimidated a lot of people out of it is they thought we don't have a chance against the Southeast, and we proved that that's just not true. I mean, even in the Power Hour, we had Texas and Florida dominated. California would have won something if we could have gotten Clear Lake in there. There's some other states that would have. The Columbia River in Washington almost won a Power Hour. They were a quarter inch out of a Power Hour. And we had a couple others that were close in the Central and the Mountain Time Zone.
And Utah freaking dominated.
Utah had 3 of the no limits.
Yeah.
The no limits, none of the no limits were, we had one Matt Scotch was the only like Texas, Florida, Southeast that really was in the no limit running. All the other no limits were up north, which is what we were kind of predicting. We're like, look, smallmouth waters, largemouth waters up north that have a lot of fish. And see, they were in a perfect time of year too.
Yeah.
Because those fish were, some of them were pre-spawn, some of them were spawn, and some of them were just barely post-spawn, unlike the South was.
So something we didn't even touch on because, and I'm trying to pull it up right now, because we just posted winners. We didn't talk about anglers who cashed from 11th to 24th, and we didn't talk about their bags, but the smallest caching bag was 214 inches. So, I mean, that's pretty legit. And 11th place, which we didn't talk about, was 331. So, like, the no limit side of it, 24 anglers got paid. Like, to not sign up for that is crazy. And,
that's right.
And those guys catching 300 bags, 3 bags is so much fun.
And we had states, I mean, in that top 24 no limit, we had Oregon, we had New Hampshire, we had California, North Carolina, Texas, Colorado, Idaho, New York, Arizona, Georgia. I mean, it's all over the place.
All over the place. All over the place. So we'll do it again, and more people will jump in, and that's where we're going to leave it. But Marv, I want to thank you for everything. Obviously, Tyler, if you listen to this at this point of the night, probably not, but thank you for giving us the freedom to do this. This first conversation happened in a Chick-fil-A, and I walked out in the parking lot and told you my crazy ass idea, and here we are. So you hang out. I want to touch up a couple things, me and you, but we're going to let the public go. Thank you all for following. Thank you all for fishing with the Native Watercraft No Limit series featuring the Big Bass Power Hour. And we will see you on the road in, where are we going? Oregon?
Oregon's next, 531. Lake Umatilla, which is a section of the Columbia River. That's where a couple of years ago, one of my anglers, Josh Duggar, caught a 23-inch smallmouth.
Let's go.
Yeah. And Sita Mao almost set a record there too. Where's Sita's numbers on that?
Yeah,
I don't have them in front of me, but that was like the second biggest no limit on the same day. So same thing we were talking about. Sita was really working on trying to catch numbers, a lot of fish, and he had a ton of 14 to 18-inch fish. And then at the same time that morning, Josh Duggar on a spook, throwing a spook in the dark right at like in the first 3 minutes, he catches a 23-inch smallmouth.
Wow. That's
crazy.
Awesome. That's awesome. All right, let's get out of here.
All right.
Good night,
Thanks,
guys.
buddy.
And this, I don't want to play the outro because